Greetings and salutations, witches and friends. This is your girl Sage, aka Sage the Urban Witch, and I am on for a all signs reading. I had to think twice about that. Yeah, today you guys, we're going to do an all signs reading on the topic of who is secretly rooting for you to win, okay? Because I'm hearing from Spirit that in this season, you guys need to be aware, okay? You need to know that just as though you have a lot of haters out there who are secretly rooting for your downfall, you know, people that want you to lose because they're competing with you and they keep coming up short, okay? But you also have, dear one, a lot of people, okay, sitting back in the cut, and based on, for whatever reason, dear one, a lot of them have changed their mind about you, okay? A lot of them have changed the narrative about, you know, what they're saying about you now versus what they used to say about you. You have made a believer out of a lot of people, dear one. And so whether these are people from your past, whether these are people that you guys formerly had some type of beef with, and, you know, now they have, you know, thrown up the white towel, okay, to, you know, concede, okay, to give up, to surrender to whatever type of shenanigans they had going on, or whether it is people, dear one, that, you know, on this current timeline, they're just now meeting you, and, you know, they're secretly rooting for you because, you know, you may not be someone that is up close and personal, someone that is like, you know, a member of their family or a lover or a friend or someone that they know within 6 degrees of separation or less, but it could be someone that, you know, on a casual or like acquaintance level type of situation where you have a lot of people, dear one, that are secretly rooting for you guys to win, okay? So I wanted to come through today and let you guys know, you know, that is the case, and we're going to tune in and tap in and see who some of these people are. We're going to do an all signs reading, okay? So, you know, from Aries to Pisces, okay, whomever you may be, as far as your sun sign, okay? The message could also resonate with you guys based on Spirit says sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mercury, or others of you guys, you know, depending on where you have the certain sun, you know, the certain signs in your natal chart, okay? The particular message could apply to you because, you know, energy is very fluid, okay? All right. Also, you guys, I want to remind you guys that personal readings are currently still available. So if you guys would like to get a personal reading with your girl, all you have to do is email me at WizdomandSage@gmail.com. That's WIZDOM and Sage@gmail.com. All of the information is in the description box on each video, and also the link to my website is in my bio, okay? All right. So welcome to you guys who are watching the video, past, present, or future. You know, all time is very much so happening at the same time. So I welcome you, and I thank you guys in advance for the likes, the shares, and the subscribes, okay? All right, let's get into it. So Aries, you're up first, okay? So Aries, who is secretly rooting for you to win? Who is secretly rooting for you to win, Aries? Okay. Come through, Spirit. This was in reverse. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Aries, I'm hearing right off the bat, this is someone that had been watching you or made aware that, you know, your life has been very, very difficult, okay? That you guys have had to endure a lot of obstacles. And it seems as though the more that you would work, you know, you would get 3 steps forward and then 4 or 5 steps back. Like you always had some type of challenge or struggle. And there were people, dear one, that, you know, they kind of felt sorry for you. Maybe perhaps they felt as though, you know, you were working hard, but you weren't getting your just due, or you weren't getting credit, or for whatever situation that you were in, perhaps wherever you worked, or, you know, in your community, you just were not being valued, okay? You probably were at a job, Aries, where you were overworked and underpaid. But whatever it was, people always saw you as someone that, you know, you got the short end of the stick, and, you know, you were always working and getting little to nothing in return, or, you know, little to no support or validation or things of that nature. And so now, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit that, you know, there are a lot of people that are sitting back in the cut, dear one, and they're very much so rooting for you. And these are particularly people that see that, you know, how your life has been very unfair. How you have been treated has been very unfair. And there are also people, dear one, who are seeing in this season that you have flipped something around. So as you know, you had a former season where it seems as though nothing that you did came into fruition in terms of producing something for you. People definitely see you as someone that, you have gone ghost for a while. Perhaps you have, kept things close to your chest. You weren't really revealing what you had going on. And so when you popped out, dear one, people are saying that, it's a beautiful thing that now you have gotten things off the ground. Now, your money situation is better. Now you guys may have a better situation with, support system or whomever you're dating. Overall, you're getting the respect that you deserve, okay? A lot of you guys are being seen, you're being noticed and recognized for your talents, your gifts, and your skills. So whereas before where you were working and just not being recognized, or you perhaps had people stealing your ideas and your creative, goals and pursuits and things of that nature, okay? Or you had people that were deliberately putting obstacles in your way to slow you down or to block, your progress, okay? I'm hearing from Spirit that this is no longer happening, Aries. And because of that, because you stayed in the fight, okay? Come through, Spirit. Because you did not give up, you did not give up, okay? You did not give up, you did not give out, shall I say. You stayed on the course, okay? And now a lot of that blocking, a lot of that resistance, a lot of those obstacles have cleared. And now you guys are, getting your just due. And you're continuing to, put your head down and get your money up to avoid all types of distractions. And there are people, I'm hearing from Spirit, is more than one. There's like a group of people. Some of these people know each other, dear one. And some of these people, they don't know each other, but they're just like, people from different aspects of your life, whether it be your work life, whether it be, your neighborhood or community, whether it be people from your past, or passerbys, people that like just on an acquaintance type of level. But there are a lot of people, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, that is rooting for you to win, Aries, okay? So that's a very, very beautiful thing. And if you have a business, Aries, I'm hearing from Spirit, these particular people who are secretly sitting back in the cut watching you and rooting for you to win, they are going to come to you and they are going to promote you. They're going to support you out loud, okay? And they're also going to show up and support your business and purchase your products and services, or do something to really help you get further in life, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So they've been watching you, and now they see that, you definitely have what it takes in terms of someone that will never give up, someone that is very strong and fortified, very resilient, okay? And this is the type of energy that they're looking for. This is the type of energy that they really respect. So a lot of you guys, Spirit says, Aries, do expect for in the coming days, weeks, months to come, for people to just come out of their woodworks to want to help you and assist you and be a part of your world, okay? So that's very good. All right. So let me mark this off, you guys, so I will remember where I am, okay? All right, so Taurus, you're up next. Taurus, there might be a lot of people that got something to say about you, okay? As the cards just spilled out. So someone definitely, Taurus, they want to spill the tea. It's like they have something to say and it's like bubbling over, but we don't know if they're going to ever get up the nerve to say what it is that they feel that they need to say, Taurus, okay? But in terms of who is secretly rooting for you, Taurus, who is secretly rooting for you to win, okay? This person could also stutter, okay? I'm hearing Taurus, Virgo, Sagittarius come through, Spirit. Who is secretly rooting for you to win, Taurus? Okay, so we have the Star in reverse. Okay? So, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, someone, dear one, that saw you as someone that really wasn't getting their just due as far as being, like a healer, or as far as being someone that was born or destined to be in the public eye, destined to be seen. I'm hearing from Spirit, this is someone, dear one, that may have been aware that you were the victim of destiny swapping, or that you were the victim of, targeting and harassment, where you had a lot of people that would swarm around you guys, and people that would pretend as though they wanted to be your friend, only to just get up close and personal to you, to do some type of harm or some type of damage to you, okay? These have been people, dear one, that have watched you be bullied. These have been people that have watched, people talk trash about you and try to discredit you and defame you, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. And I'm particularly picking up on, for some of you guys, this could be someone that is in the public eye, and I'm hearing star fallen. So this could be someone where there's 6 their 15 minutes of fame is up. And perhaps dear one, when they were up and, when they were doing well, this could have been the main person that was like shitting on your name. This could have been the main person that was trying to block you because they were very threatened by your potential. They thought that if you were to keep going forward without being, without having any resistance or, being cut down, so to speak, that you would supersede them and pass them up, okay? This is also someone, dear one, that was secretly competing with you in terms of a talent or skill. Perhaps they thought that, you were more talented in a certain area than they were, and they did not want you to be discovered because they felt as though you would outshine them, okay? Now I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one, whomever this person is, they have very much so, Taurus, they have been humbled, okay? And as they have been humbled, it's like, Spirit and your ancestors have really sat this person down, and they have been forced to look at themselves in the mirror and see, just how raggedy and wretched that they were towards you in terms of trying to literally go out of their way to close doors of opportunity for you, Taurus, before you even had an opportunity to open those doors. Or they were in certain situations where they called on certain networks, they called on certain people, and they had an opportunity to really help you. They had an opportunity to really lift you up and to really make things easy for you. I'm hearing from Spirit, this person in some way, shape, or form, they were supposed to help you, okay? They were supposed to be like, a person, like a teammate or something, someone that you guys were supposed to work with in some type of business endeavor. But this person, I'm hearing from Spirit, they went rogue, okay? They allowed their envy, or they allowed someone to whisper in their ear and get the best of them. They allowed the fact that they were insecure or they felt insignificant in comparison to you, or the fact that they saw doors of opportunity opening up for you, okay? They allowed this to get the best of them, and they allowed it to darken their heart, Taurus. And as a result, okay, their 15 minutes of fame is up. People are no longer checking for them. Spirit is really put this person in judgment, okay, for how they have behaved, okay? And all of the blessings and things that they once had, where they had some type of status or clout, okay? This has been removed from this person. So now they're being humbled. They took, shortcuts, and they were willing to step on people, to hurt people, dear one. And I'm hearing from Spirit, you were one of those persons. And you could have been none the wiser. You could have thought that this person was your friend. You could have thought that this person, even if they weren't trying to put in a good word for you, or even if they weren't trying to go out of their way to help you or to give you connections, you didn't think that at the end of the day they would be the main one that would be trying to, close doors or deliberately trying to undermine you, okay? But this is the type of person that this person shown him or herself to be. And so they're under judgment, and I'm hearing from Spirit, everything that they stole from you in a matter of trying to discredit you, in a matter of trying to behind the scenes bully you, or close doors of opportunity, or get people to turn away from you, turn against you, or to really smear you, smear your name and your character, okay? I'm hearing smear campaign. This person is currently under judgment, dear one. And as they have been sat down and as they have been humbled by your ancestors and by Spirit, now, it's like they secretly are rooting for you to win, because they're remembering once upon a time before they really allowed their envy and their insecurity to get the best of them. They're thinking about the times when they really saw a lot of themselves in you, okay? And how before they allow people to get in their ear and turn them against you, Taurus. How, they thought that you guys were destined to work together in some type of partnership, some type of business pursuit, or something where it could have led into something more in terms of like becoming a power couple. But this person ruined it based on, not listening to his heart, not following his own intuition, following people that were low vibrational and janky, okay? And, allowing his insecurity or her insecurity get the best of them and to really come at you, and as a result they lost everything that they acquired because of it. So I'm definitely hearing this is someone, dear one, that is in the public eye in some way, shape, or form, or that perhaps they were. And say, for example, if they were a B list, they have definitely dropped down to a C or D list, okay? People are no longer checking for this person, okay? This person could have gone from selling out at stadiums to now, they're doing karaoke shows at bowling alleys and goddamn hookah lounges and bars, and cruises where, the median population is grandma, grandma and church folks, okay? Yeah, so, you know, this person has really been humbled, okay, for fucking with you, Taurus, okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit. But, you know, ironically, now that they have been sat down, they're secretly rooting for you to win, okay? That's very, very interesting, okay? So, Taurus, that is the T for you, okay? So, let me put a little star next to you guys so I will know to move on, okay? So, Gemini, you're up next, okay? So, Gemini, who is secretly rooting for you to win? Gemini, who is secretly rooting for you to win, okay? We have the Temperance. Dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, Gemini, someone that sees you as like a beautiful angel, someone that sees you guys as very tuned in and tapped in, very spiritually protected, someone that is very calm, okay? You're very slow to anger. You can be very, very empathic and compassionate, okay? This is someone, dear one, you know, they're kind of like you in the sense that, you know, it takes a lot for them to come out of their bag and to really, you know, go off on someone. This person is very, very even keeled, okay? This person may also be very spiritual, okay, just like you. And this person, dear one, is like they love to uplift people. They love to empower people. And they see that this is a common trait that you have. So this person, dear one, they could be on a level now where they're getting a lot of attention, okay? They're getting a lot of clout, if you will. And it's because, you know, they took the long way around, and, you know, they recognize, dear one, that, you know, you're like one of them. You're like a kindred spirit, and they believe that just like they have made it over and they have, you know, overcome a lot of obstacles in life, a lot of obstacles with business, a lot of obstacles, you know, in terms of their personal goals and endeavors, okay? You know, they're the type of person where they believe that if you don't give up, if you don't quit, that eventually you're going to get your flowers. This person, dear one, that is rooting for you, Gemini, they're currently receiving their flowers. But they're looking at you, dear one. They're sitting back in the cut, quietly watching you, and they're rooting for you to win because there are a lot of things about you that remind you of this person. And this person, they definitely want you to win. This person also wants to, in some way, shape, or form, they want to make it known that they support you when they feel as though the time is right. And they also, I'm hearing from spirit, they want to collab with you based on something that you have going on, whether it is some type of enterprise or endeavor. This person may want to, you know, bring you on a board in terms of what they have going on, okay? I'm also hearing from spirit, this person is not only spiritual, but they're very creative, very artistic. So they could have something going on where they feel as though they like your energy, they like your vibe, and they want you to be a part of their team, okay? So they're secretly rooting for you to get up to a certain level where, you know, it just would be practical for them financially, to be practical for them in terms of, you know, what they got going on currently and how this would help, not only help you, but it would help them as well. So they're just, you know, quietly rooting for you, and they're like, yeah, do it, girl. Yeah, do it, guy. Come up, you know, because as soon as you get to a certain level, as soon as you get to a certain plateau, I'm going to reach out because, you know, I see that you would be a good match for this, or I see that you would be a good fit for that, okay? So, dear one, this is someone, Gemini, that is sitting back in a cut, that is secretly rooting for you, okay? It is someone that, you know, they are even secretly rooting for you to other people, and they're putting in a good name for you, or certain, you know, to certain people. This person could be watching you online, okay? I'm hearing Instagram, okay? I'm hearing TikTok. I'm definitely hearing Facebook. This person could even be watching you on YouTube, okay? So they watch you a lot on their phone. This person, I'm hearing from spirit, whomever this person is, very talented, high vibrational, beautiful soul here. They watch a lot of people almost like they are like a promoter or a producer or a what do you call those people? A talent scout. They're almost like a talent scout where they have a good eye for talent. They have a good eye for people, and, you know, they can see the beautiful qualities in a person that can help them, quote unquote, get put on before the person themselves can see it. And so this person, dear one, whomever you are, Gemini, they're watching you, they're looking at you, and they're like, yeah, if this person continues to come up and do this and do that, they're going to be a perfect fit for this, they're going to be a perfect fit for that. So Gemini, whatever you're doing, I'm hearing from spirit, don't stop, okay? Don't give up, you know, continue to build your confidence, okay? Continue to show up, because you have people people, people that are in very much so high places that are willing to say yes to you and give you a helping hand and just really change the trajectory of your life, because they have been where you are, okay? They have been that quote unquote struggling artist, or, you know, that person that just launched that business and they're trying to get it off the ground, or something that, you know, you got going on, and something that they got going on. They had to get out of the mud. It took years for them to get noticed. It took years for them to, you know, get their flowers, Gemini. They see you as that exact same type of person. So they're secretly rooting for you. And when you get to the certain level where they feel as though it's going to make quote unquote sense to reach out, Gemini, they're definitely going to reach out, okay? This person is not a vindictive type of person. You know, this is not a person that, you know, it's all about them and they just want to exploit you or anything like that. This person wants to work with you. They see you embodying a lot of their character and trait. You remind this person of themselves, okay, Gemini? So that's what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? So keep going, Gemini, okay? Whatever you're doing, don't give up and don't quit, okay? All right. So Cancer, you up next, okay? So Cancer, who is secretly rooting for you to win, okay? We know, Cancer, you always have a lot of people that are rooting for you to lose, and a lot of times it's not secret. You know, they doing it out in the open, and then they tell you in your face they want you to lose, they want you to go down. But you also, dear one, you have a lot of people. You have one person in particular, Cancer, whomever you are, someone that is secretly rooting for you to win. So who do we have? We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. The Seven of Cups in reverse. Dear one, this is someone that is sitting back in the cut watching you, and they have seen how, you know, literally it's like people were playing on your top. You were in some type of veil of illusion. You could have been very much so deceived. Dare I say it, Cancer, you could have been under a spell, okay? You could have been under some type of deception, spell work, root work, or something where you were not seeing things for what they really were, okay? You were not seeing reality as it truly was, okay? In other words, you may have thought that, you know, this person or this group of people or this job or this situation was ideal for you, that they had your back, that they wanted to see you win, and that was the furthest things from the truth. These people wanted your ass to go down. They wanted you to suffer. They wanted to punish you. They had an agenda from the start, okay? I'm hearing who sent them. They came in with a diabolical agenda. But, you know, fast forward to now, Cancer, you're the type of person where, you know, slowly but surely you removed yourself from that spell. The spell has been broken. It has been lifted up off of you. And now you see, you know, things for what it really is. You see certain things that have been done to you, certain situations, certain diabolical agendas, certain plots and schemes, okay? Your eyes are very clear now, okay? You see that people have come towards you with a very wicked agenda. And I'm hearing from Spirit, you're fighting back, okay? You're fighting back. You are exposing people. You're exposing this group. You're exposing whether they be family members, whether they be exes, whether it be a old employer, former employer, okay? Whether it be haters online, okay? Whatever the case may be, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? Because you relied on Spirit, because you didn't give up and give out, and just because you said, well, you know, even if I don't have the support, you know, in the flesh, that doesn't mean that I don't have it in the spirit. And so you're very powerful, Cancer, whomever you are, and that, you know, Spirit has imbued you with a lot of spiritual power. Because, you know, from the start, you know, Spirit knew that you would have a lot of things that would come up against you. I'm hearing you're breaking a lot of bloodline curses, a lot of generational curses, okay? You've had to bear the weight of the world on your shoulders by yourself, whomever you are. And so there are people, dear one, and there's one person in particular that is secretly rooting for you to win, okay? This person, dear one, they could be in the spiritual community. This person could also be someone that has gone through a certain simulation, okay? A certain situation. And simulation came out, so it's reminding me of someone that understands very clearly what it's like to be harassed, mobbed, attacked, gang stalked, okay? Put in somebody else's goddamn Truman Show, have people literally playing with your life. There is someone, dear one, that they have come out on the other side of that. They understand totally what that's about. And they understand that the type of situation that you have come up against, Cancer, that nobody else would believe you, nobody else would understand except for someone that has been in a similar or worse situation. Now, whoever this person is, Cancer, that's sitting back in the cut and watching you and secretly rooting for you to win, this is someone, dear one, that has gone through equally or worse than what you have gone through, okay? And they have made it out on the other side. And it's like they are secretly rooting for you to win. I'm also hearing from Spirit, they're praying for you. I'm also hearing from Spirit, they may be doing certain things spiritually, okay? Certain rituals, okay? Certain regiments, okay? They could be praying to their ancestors, okay? And to their spirit team, Cancer, whomever you are, to lift you up, okay? This person could be definitely from a distance, not only in a distance in terms of where you are regionally, like for example, say that you're in California, okay? This person could be all the way in New York, or for some of you guys, this could be an international thing. This person could be watching you from Brazil, or they could be watching you from the UK, okay, and you're from the States, or this person could be watching you from Australia. So I'm hearing that there's a gap, there's a distance between you and this person. There's also a distance between you and this person based on age. It could also be based on tradition or culture. This person could be of another race, another culture. It could be a big age difference, okay? This person could also be bilingual. They could speak a different language, okay? In other words, English perhaps may not be their first language. Or say, for example, if you are Latino or Latina, perhaps their language, Cancer, is not Spanish, okay? So yeah, I'm hearing from Spirit that this is someone, dear one, that you don't know this person, okay? This person doesn't know you, at least not on a personal level. They've never met you. They've never seen you up close and personal. But it's something about your story that, has captivated them, that has really tugged at their heart. And they've really seen by what you're going through, Cancer, how people can just be so evil and diabolical in this world, okay? And this person is really secretly rooting for you, and they're going a step over and beyond, and they're doing work, they're doing spell work, they're doing rituals to help you, okay, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, okay? And I just heard the word indigenous, okay? So whomever this person is, dear one, whether they live far in another country or far on the other side of the country from you, this person is indigenous, okay? And they are secretly rooting for you to win, Cancer. So that's a very, very beautiful thing. And that's a good thing to know, that sometimes when, people think that they're alone, and because on the outside, it looks as though, if you don't see numbers, if you don't see people in terms of physical people that you can touch up close and personal, or reach out to, or call, or go visit, or they come to you, that you're all alone. But Spirit sent this message through, Cancer, to you, whoever you are, collective, that you're not alone, and that you have people that love you, care for you, are rooting for you, and people that are going over and beyond, and they're doing work, they're assisting, they're calling on people, they're calling on their own ancestors and legions of warring angels to assist you and help you, because they see you as one of them. You are a kindred spirit, that you're in the battle, and they were in a similar battle or worse. They made it out. They see another one of their soldiers, and they don't want you to fall. They want you to succeed, and so they're helping you, okay? So that's a very beautiful thing. You have some angels, you have some warriors, Cancer, that you don't know, that you haven't met, and they're fighting for you. They're rooting for you to win, okay? So that's a very, very beautiful thing, okay? So Cancer, that's your T, okay? So Leo, you're up next, okay? So Leo, who is secretly rooting for you to win? Who is secretly rooting for you to win, Leo? Yeah, let's see. All right. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I'm hearing rags to riches. This is someone, Leo, that has watched you go from rags to riches. This is someone that have watched you go from a situation where you were allowing a lot of people to take advantage of you and to really disrespect and dismiss you, treat you horribly, just because these people thought that they were entitled to your energy, they were entitled to your love. They thought that they could control you based on proximity, or they thought that they can control you based on who they are. For example, a bloodline, last name, or because you were always around. Okay, this Could be a particular community. It could be a family situation, okay? But I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one, there is someone that is watching you, and for this particular read, I'm hearing Leo, there's a group of people, there's more than one, okay, that have been privy to your situation and what you've had going on. So this could be people that have watched you maybe from, you know, when you were around certain toxic family members, or when you were around a certain community that was mistreating you, or this could be a current or even a former work environment where, you know, you have gone from being, you know, the butt of the jokes. You have gone from being the black sheep in people's dumping posts or people's whipping boy, okay, people's scapegoat, to now, you know, people are respecting you, okay, now you're getting your flowers, you're getting respected, you put your foot down. And you have outlived the lie. You have outlived some type of lie, Leo, some type of narrative of what a group of people were saying about you, okay, to try to turn you into something that you're not, okay. I'm also hearing you have cleared up some type of karmic cycle with these people. So that means that you've either left that job, if this was a job situation, Leo, or you've left that family, you have relocated, you've gone no contact with this family, okay, that was constantly, you know, undermining you, betraying you, backstabbing you. And it was just this loop, this cycle, this repeated cycle of abuse, of verbal abuse, them, you know, smearing your character, them trying to alienate and isolate you based on lies, okay, things that were not true, very hurtful, harmful things. I'm hearing from Spirit, Leo, they told the type of lies, and they, you know, they did a lot of janky shit that is, you know, this is the type of shit that can get people in prison. This is the type of shit that can get people sued. This is the type of shit, dear one, the things that they did and said about you and to you, Leo, that, you know, this could get somebody's head blown off. Get your motherfucking scalp blown back, ho. Okay? Hold me back, Spirit. Yeah. So, but I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one, you guys, you know, you got to your enough is enough moment, to your I'm fed up with this bullshit moment. I have to choose and decide if it's going to be you or me, and I choose me, so fuck you. And a lot of you guys, you know, you have cut ties, okay? You have gone your own way. You have separated yourself away from this community of people. Again, community could be family, the community could be an old neighborhood, community could be an old work environment, okay? And as a result, dear one, your name has been restored, your reputation and character has been restored, okay? And also your energy, your health, okay? Your vitality has been restored, okay? You used to feel drained, you used to go through a lot of, you know, ups and downs with your health. All of that has been restored, dear one. And for some of you guys where you're still healing, I'm hearing from Spirit that currently where you are now in terms of your health and vitality, compared to where you were when you were around these people, these backstabbing ass vultures, dear one, it's like night and day. It's like night and day. So Spirit says, it's, you know, the more that you stay away from these people and continue to clear your energy, Leo, you're going to continue to just really just go up, 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 okay? I'm hearing there's no place to go but up from here, okay? Yeah, so Leo, that's your read, okay? You got a lot of people who saw you in the storm with this community. And now that you're out, you know, they're rooting for you to win in terms of now that you've closed the cycle, Leo, they want you to keep it closed, okay? Because there could be potential people from this community, past community, whoever they are, they want to circle back around. They want to start another karmic cycle, another abusive cycle with you all over again. But it's a no-go. So you literally have people that are praying for you like I'm literally hearing, don't go back. I'm literally hearing, don't fall for the bullshit. Don't believe that. Don't believe the lies, okay? Don't believe the hype, okay? Is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So yeah, you have people that they're like, yeah, you're up now, Leo. You know, stay up. You know, you left now, okay? Don't go back, okay? So those are people, dear one, that are secretly rooting for you. Some of those could be family members, okay? Some of those could be, thank you, Spirit, in those communities where they witness you being horribly, verbally, physically, and even financially abused, mentally and emotionally abused. They were there, they saw it. Whether they were able to step in or not, or whether out of fear they chose not to because they didn't want it to be them too, or they just wanted to quote unquote stay out of it or what have you, okay? They were there, they saw it, and now they see the difference between how you are now, and they're definitely saying, Leo, don't go back, but they're secretly rooting for you, okay? All right, come through, Spirit. That's an interesting read there. Okay. So Virgo, you're up next. Okay. Virgo, who is secretly rooting for you to win? And I almost said your downfall. Who is secretly rooting for your downfall by default? So Virgo, that tells me that whomever you are the type of person where you always have people that are gunning for you, Virgo. You always have people that are coming for you, okay? So it's nice to know that you also have people, even if they don't say it in your face, dear one, it's nice to know that you always have people that are rooting for you to win, okay? So we have the Magician in reverse, okay? So Virgo, right off the bat, I'm hearing from Spirit that someone sitting back in the cut who has seen you be the victim of some type of diabolical black magic, or, someone use root work, or someone that perhaps was in a coven, or the brotherhood or the sisterhood, or someone that, has secret ties, okay? Because I'm definitely hearing secret society. Someone that was of a religious nature, okay? They had a religious front, but, beneath they were doing a lot of wicked, diabolical things, okay? This person came up against you in some way, shape, or form, Virgo. Perhaps to, really do a number on your self-esteem, okay? They may have had something to do with your ability to provide for yourself, make a name for yourself, or to protect your family, to create a family, or to keep your family together, okay? Or someone that was constantly trying to get in the way of you trying to make a name for yourself without having to be depending on a certain person or a certain group. Or I'm also hearing on gatekeepers or a gatekeeper. So this says to me, Virgo, come through Spirit. This says to me that you could be someone that is in the public eye, or you could be someone that is you have been seen and noticed and watched for a talent, a gift or skill, or something that you have that has the potential to really make a lot of wealth for you. Perhaps you have made a lot of wealth, but certainly not to the point that you should be making it, because you've always had these obstacles. You've always had these so-called gatekeepers trying to fuck with you, trying to block you, trying to stop you. Like they didn't want you to go to certain levels without them telling you yes or them telling you no. It's like they wanted you to bow down. It's like they wanted to have credit or to get credit for your talent, gift, or skill. They didn't want to see you be an independent, sovereign being, okay? So because you've always been an independent person, you've always had a lot of obstacles. You've always seen your peers or family members or other people just blaze right ahead of you without even half the talent or half the intelligence or half the know-how or the heart or the grit as you. But it was simply because at the end of the day, there were things that they did and things that they were willing to do that you didn't see. So, they cut shortcuts. They made shortcuts, Virgo. They did things behind the scenes that you were not aware of. And this is why they got to where they got to quicker and faster than you. But because you held on to your integrity, Virgo, you had a lot of obstacles. You had a lot of fights. You had a lot of resistance. But there is someone, dear one, that has seen you through the test, stand through the test of time and defeat whoever this gatekeeper is, or whoever this gatekeeper was that was standing in the way of your success. And now as a result of that, this person has been defeated in some way, shape, or form. And I'm hearing from Spirit, this is largely because of your grit, your ability to not give up, your ability to not bow down to this person. And because, Virgo, you also have some very powerful I just heard agents of the light come through Spirit. So you have a very powerful spiritual team, very powerful ancestors, okay? And you yourself, Virgo, you could be tuned in and tapped in, okay? Yeah, you could be down with the shit yourself, okay? But, you practice, perhaps on the low, but you use it for good. You use your spirituality, your spiritual gifts for good, not to harm people, not to exploit people, okay? And so as a result, now you're getting your flowers because, whomever was holding you in bondage, holding you in some type of grip that was not allowing you to get as far as you were destined to be, something has happened to this person. This person has either died, okay, they've transitioned to the other side, or this person has been imprisoned, okay, they're incarcerated, they can't do much now, okay, freedom has been taken. This person has lost a lot of their power, a lot of their networking, they've been demoted, okay, they've been dethroned in some way, shape, or form. And And, Virgo, you may not even been aware that this person had such beef with you, or that they were so threatened by you simply by you being of the light and just wanting to do things the right way or your own way, that this person was really gunning for you and really was a person. This was the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain that was slowing up a lot of shit for you, Virgo. But now something has happened to this person. This person has been sat down, okay? Whether, literally or figuratively, but, in a sense where they're no longer able to harm you or step or get in your way. I'm hearing, move, bitch, get out my way. Well, Virgo, now they're gone. And so now you're coming up, up, up. A lot of that resistance, okay? I'm seeing literal in the spirit, like shackles being lifted off of your legs, off of your ankles. That has been released, and you're going to go a whole lot further now than had you would have gone if they weren't even fucking with you. Now you're making up for lost time, okay? I'm hearing, you getting your blessings. You're coming for everything that was stolen from you, plus compound interest on the shit, okay, Virgo? So that's your team. That's a very good thing. They saw that someone that sees that, you stood the test of time. You didn't give up, okay? You have proven that good guys or good girls don't always finish last, okay? They may be delayed, but delay is not denial, okay? And whatever was the delay, you're going to get that plus more. You're going to get double for your trouble, Virgo. So Virgo, are you in the public eye? Virgo, are you a business person? Are you like a very intelligent, creative person? Are you like an introverted person? Are you a person that you have very strong morals, a very strong moral compass, and you won't do what everybody else wants you to do just because 4 or 5 other people? Whoa, I almost said something crazy. Well, okay, I'll put it this way. Just because a whole lot of other people are, thugging and mugging in these streets, that don't mean that you gonna do it, okay? If they say yes, you say no. You aren't a part of the club, okay? And, gatekeepers were a part of the club, and they wanted you to be too, and so they tried to hold you back. But again, Spirit says delay is not denial. You're coming for everything that was stolen, and you're coming for it with a vengeance, okay? So kudos to you, Virgo, whoever you are. Yeah, and now as a result of that, you got a lot of people who secretly rooting for you to win, particularly people that even if they didn't know what was going on in terms of, man, why, Virgo got so much talents and gifts and skills. Why they only at this level when they should be at that level? Or, man, why is this happening to Virgo when they're such a cool person? They're such a nice person. They'll take their shirt off their back, but, it seemed like trouble following them wherever they go. Now people didn't wonder whether they were on the inside, knowing what was going on because they were seeing it firsthand, or whether they was from the outside, outside of the circle, not knowing what was going on and trying to put 2 and 2 together. Both of those groups are secretly rooting for you now, Virgo. Okay, so good for you. Good on you. All right. Okay, so Libra, you're up next. Okay, Libra, who is secretly rooting for you, love? Who is secretly rooting for you, Libra? Oh boy. We have the devil. The devil, okay? Libra, someone that is still caught up in the grips of addiction or affliction, okay? This person could be addicted to substances and drugs or alcohol. This person could be addicted to gambling. They could be addicted to porn. They could be addicted to sex. They could be addicted to a whole lot of things. But this person is definitely going through the dark night of the soul right now, okay? Libra, this could be someone that you may have been in a relationship with, or you could have been in a close circle with, okay, friendship with. Perhaps you guys used to party together, or perhaps you used to date this person. For maybe 1 or 2 of you guys, you could have been in a marriage or engagement with this person, okay? But whatever the situation may be, Virgo, apply to I'm not sorry, Virgo, this could be somebody's story in addition to the story I already said, okay? But Libra, some way, shape, or form, however this story resonates with you, this storyline, you're no longer with this person. You're no longer attached to this person. You have liberated yourself from whatever type of addiction or affliction could be mental, drugs, whatever the case may be, that this person is still currently in, you're out, okay? So this person wasn't able to literally release themselves from their demons. You know, they're still attached. There's still some type of attachment that has a hold on them, okay? They're still in some type of bondage. But they're clear-headed enough to know that you got out, and they're hoping that, you know, they can make it to the other side as well. This person is struggling, okay? They're struggling with their trauma, and they're struggling with the habits that they are using to kind of mask that trauma, or to try to escape from that particular trauma, okay? You were a part of this person's world in some way, shape, or form. You got out. Maybe you got out through religion or spirituality. Maybe you got out by totally leaving alone that industry, that field, that niche, or whatever that you were once a part of with this person that's still in it. They're still held down. They're still bounded, you know, by the enemy. But you got out. Maybe, you know, you grew up and evolved and matured, and you went off and got engaged and married, and you went off and you had children, or you went off and, you know, you went from the big city to a small city. You was like, yeah, I'm a small hometown girl. I'm a small hometown guy. And then I went to the big city, and goddamn, the big city turned me out. They almost, you know, took my life. Hell no, I'm going back home. I'm going back to the small city. I can't hang. They can have that. They can have that. Go party hardy now. I'm out. Okay? It could be a situation like that. Okay, dear one, whomever you are. Okay? But this person, they still think about you. And even though they're battling with some type of heavy bondage, I'm really hearing drugs. I'm hearing alcohol. I'm hearing this person could be homeless, okay? This person could have to do strange things for change just to survive, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? They could be a pros right now, okay? They could be escorting, okay? Just to eat. Wow, this is sad. Just to get by, just to get a roof over their head for 3 days, for a week. This person could be living an extended stay. They could be living in a shelter. Wow, but they haven't forgotten about you, Libra, whoever you are. Libra, pray for this person. Continue to pray for this person so that they can be released from this bondage, okay? Continue to pray for this person so that the next time they get into the rehab, they can stay in and they can remain sober, okay? Continue to pray for this person so that they can get the help that they need, okay? This person is literally battling demons, okay? They could be seeing them. They could be hearing them. They could be fighting them. This person could have what other people may consider to be a mental illness or schizophrenia, okay? But this person is literally really battling demons, okay? Pray for this person. They need help. They need prayer. But in the midst of this, dear one, ironically enough, despite everything that this person is going through, Libra, they're secretly rooting for you to win, because they're like, okay, I'm still battling, but I see you made it. You made it out, okay? Yay for you. Go for it. Don't let them get you. Don't let them pull you back like they got me back. Don't let them, trap you. Don't let them get back into your life. Don't let them, deceive you. Don't let them seduce you back into this world. You got out. Stay out. Stay out. Do it for me. Do it for me. Do it for the both of us, because I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to get out. Okay? This is what I'm hearing in the spirit. And I'm literally trying to hold back tears because this person is going through it, okay? This could have something to do with industry. This could have something to do with like family. Family just really sold this person. They sold this person out, okay? This person come from a family where they family sacrificed him or her for fame, for money, for prestige. This could be a PK. This could be a church kid, but nobody would know because of the hell that this person is going through. Their family sold them out so that they can be seen as prominent and wealthy and righteous, but they sold their son, they sold their daughter to the highest bidder. They sold their son, they sold their daughter to Baphomet so that they can have a good life. And this person is hurting, but they recognize you, Libra, whoever you are. Libra, pray for this person so that they can get out, okay? Because even in the midst of the hell that they're going through, they're still secretly rooting for you, because it's like they see you as an extension of themselves, where it's like at least part of them got out, if not all of them. So you could have dated this person. You could have been married to this person. You could have been this person's lover, this person's very, very close friend, confidant, or something of the sort, okay? Yeah, pray for this person. All right, come through, Spirit. So, Libra, that is your tea. Wow, that makes me very sad. We're going to lift this person up in prayer. I ask that my entire collective, you guys lift this person up in prayer, whoever this person is. Because at the end of the day, this person has a good heart, okay? They're not bad, but they're forced to do unsavory bad things. They're in survival mode. They're literally fighting for their life. They're literally fighting for their soul, Libra, and you know it to be true. You know who this person is, whose energy I'm tapping into. Pray for this person. Y'all gonna have to get like a prayer group, a prayer coven, to pray this bondage off of this person. Pray this contract off of this person. There's a demonic contract that was placed on this person. This person is binded by a contract. Yeah. I don't know if they signed something in blood, or their parents signed them over. It's something very diabolical going on here now. I might have to do a separate reading on this person. But Libra, pray for this person. Get your family, get your loved ones to lift this person up in prayer. And even if you're religious and you're not into the spiritual, okay, get your prayer group together. But if you're, down with the shit, okay, get you some help from a shaman. Y'all need a group now. Y'all need a coven to help lift up this person and get this off of him. There's a contract. Okay, I gotta come up off this thing. Okay, Libra, that's your read, boo, whoever you are. Somebody that's secretly rooting for you. And ironically, it's someone that's still going through it. So this person has a lot of love for you. They love you like, for someone, dear one, they love you more than they love themselves, which is one of the reasons why they couldn't get out. This is crazy. Wow. All right, Spirit, lift me up out of that. Okay. So Scorpio, Scorpy, you're up next, okay? All my Scorpios out there, holla at your girl. Scorpy, don't hurt him now. I say don't hurt him. Scorpy, who is secretly rooting for you to win, huh? Who's secretly rooting for you to win, Scorpy? We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. Scorpio, this is someone that I'm hearing from Spirit. You exposed this mofo because, they were talking about you, spreading lies about you, okay? This could have been someone, dear one, that you rejected. This could have been someone that, didn't know how to take no for an answer. This could have been someone, dear one, that was secretly competing with you, and they have always considered, them to have the upper hand. Perhaps they may have gotten more support than you, or more love, more adoration, and so now you flipped the script, okay? And this person, you left them with their mouth wide open because they're like, how did this happen, okay? How did the tables turn for you, Scorpio, okay? Yeah, so this is someone that used to talk a lot of shit about you, but deep down inside it was because this person, they're very small, they're very insecure, and they allow their insecurity to get the best of them. This person is also very weak when it comes to integrity and character. They're very afraid to stand up for themselves. They're like a coward. So if everyone says go left, and you better go left if you don't want no problems, then they gonna go left, okay? Not because they want to, but because they feel as though they don't have no choice, okay? So this person has always secretly admired the fact that you have backbone, that you've always been considered to be a rebel, that you've always been the first one to step out and say, I'm not afraid to be alone, I'm not afraid to go alone, I'm not afraid of persecution, because at the end of the day, I know motherfuckers gonna get what's coming to them, and in the meantime, I'm gonna live my life, okay? So you're someone, dear one, where people And this person has always secretly admired you, but then it was a thin line between admiration and envy, because they were constantly always comparing themselves to you, okay? And considered next to you, Scorpio, they consider themselves to be small, okay? Now, even as I look at the sword in reverse. So this person could have always seen you as someone that was very intelligent, very articulate. You could have been the type of person where, you know, when you talk, dear one, or you are the type of person that when you talk, people listen, okay? And this person, dear one, they could have always been the type of person where they were constantly competing with you based on your intellect or your intelligence or your ability to relate to people of all different cultures, all different aspects, all different echelons of society. And they felt left out. So they thought that the only thing that they could do to get a leg up on you, Scorpio, was to, you know, shit on your name and, you know, spread lies, gossip, and rumor about you to try to cut you down, okay? But, you know, something has happened to this person, Scorpio. For some of you guys, Scorpio, this could be a sibling, older or younger or middle, it doesn't matter, okay? For others of you guys, this could be an ex-friend, someone that you cut loose, and now that they've been alone for so long, they've had a lot of time to reflect. This could be a cousin, okay? This could also be someone that you may have once dated, or someone that you were friends with, but you know, you never dated this person, you know, it never got off the ground, okay? This person held on to some type of resentment because of that. Again, insecurity, they wanted to come with you, but they were not on your level, okay? Because Spirit is not going to allow anyone to come with you and latch on to your coattail, Scorpio. They got to be on your level. If they not on your level, they're going to get left, okay? So if they have any type of animosity at the end of the day, they got to take that up with God and the Most High, you know, Spirit. You ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just, you know, what it is, okay? But dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, something has happened to this person. It could have been a wake-up call in the matter of a health issue or crisis, or a financial hit, something that happened to them to humble them, where they literally were able to see that they were not all that like they thought they were. And that, you know, whatever they were getting in this world, it was not because of them, that there is a higher power that can say yes to your ass, but could also say no. So this person, you know, they had to get humbled to realize that their money wasn't their God, their house, their marriage, their health, their looks, something wasn't their God. And so God had to humble them. And now, whoever they are, Scorpio, they have been humbled. And as they have been humbled, they have been seeing you steadily rise. They have been seeing, you know, Spirit cloak you and lift you up and fortify you. Yeah. And, they've also seen the lies about you dismantle, the narratives about you dismantle, a lot of them which they started or which they fueled and perpetrated, either because of their own envy and they wanted to, you know, do this to you, or because, you know, they were led or forced or coerced by someone else that they were also afraid of to do their bidding for them to do this to you, okay? So I'm heavily getting like sibling vibe, family vibes, like sibling rivalry, or like a cousin or something that, you know, the grown folks in the family, they weird and stupid, and, you know, they pick their children against other children in the family. Or, you know, this could have been a friendship situation, and, you know, they were raised by goofy ass parents and they don't know how to be friends. All they know how to do is secretly compete. But whatever the case may be, dear one, whomever this person is, now that they've gotten humbled, they're secretly rooting for you. Now they understand that, you know, they weren't all that like they thought they were. You know, now they understand that how they treated you, how they talked about you, how they shitted on your name, you know, how they tried to hold you back, how they tried to take advantage of you when you just wanted to befriend this person or love this person or bring this person up with you. You know, it was never enough for them. Now they see. Now they wish that they could come back around, Scorpio. But I'm hearing from Spirit that it's a no-go. Because again, Scorpio, you're the type of person where you're so shielded and protected. Spirit will not allow people from your past to come back around. Because if they didn't love and respect you when you were down, he sure as hell is not going to allow them to come into your life when you're up. It don't go that way. That's not how it works, okay? Yeah, Spirit don't get down like that. Come through, Spirit. So, Scorpio, that's your read. Whoever this person is that has been humbled, and now that they're down and they see you going up, they're secretly rooting for you to win. Because this person, they're full of remorse. They're full of sorrow. Yeah, they wish that they would have another opportunity to get back into your life, but that's a no-go, okay? They're going to have to get it out the mud just like you. They're going to have to get that karma. They're going to have to get that ass whipping from spirit because of some of the things that they said and some of the things that they done, Scorpio, was very hurtful. It set you guys back in a lot of ways. It could have set you guys back financially. Some of y'all, it cost you jobs. Some of y'all, it cost you, community support and love. Some of y'all, it caused people to come for you, come for your neck, that could have cost you your life. That could have cost you to be incarcerated or something. They did some very diabolical things. I'm hearing, they went too far. They went too far, Scorpio, and there's no turning back. There is no reconciliation. There is no do-over. There is no forgiveness, okay? That door is shut. They just going to have to live with that karma. They're going to have to live with the remorse. They're going to have to watch you from a far, far distance continue to rise while they're down, okay? And that's that. Yeah, they're going down the hill with that, Spirit say. They're going to have to take that to their death because there is no reconcile. They went too far. Okay, Scorpio? But ironically, they're secretly rooting for you. And some of them, they secretly rooting for you because they're thinking that perhaps, before it's all said and done, you guys can come back together or Spirit can forgive them enough to allow them to come back in. But it's a no-go. That door is closed. Okay? All right, Scorpio. So that is your read here. All right. So Saggy, you're up next, Saggy, who is secretly rooting for you to win, hon? Who is secretly rooting for you to win? All right. Come through, Spirit. We have the Five of Wands, okay? Saggy, someone that has seen you, have witnessed you be in the fight. I'm hearing all my life I had to fight, okay? Someone, Saggy, that has been witnessing you being targeted, witnessing you having people come up against you to make things harder for you, witnessing you being around. I'm hearing like a pack of wolves, a pack of snakes that just wanted to see you struggle, wanted your life to be hard, okay? Didn't want anything good to go in your life. They didn't want you to see love, know love, feel love, have love from anybody, okay? Yeah, this is someone, dear one, where, they have seen you go through the struggle, okay? They have seen you go into conflict. They've also seen you as the type of person where not only did you have a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? You had a lot of trouble. You had a lot of shit to bear on your shoulders, but you always went over and beyond trying to help other people. So it was like you were going through a storm yourself, Saggy, but then you always had enough time out of the day to try to talk other people off the ledge who may have been doing not as bad as you at all. Not half as bad as you, but you still took time out of your day to speak life and encouragement and to offer assistance to people, dear one, that were not offering help to you, either because they didn't know you were going through something as tough as what you were going through, or either because, they pretended as though they didn't know, they were playing stupid, okay? And, there was part of them that felt entitled for your help, a title to your assistance, a title to your attention, your love, your energy, okay? So there's been someone, dear one, they've seen you struggle. They've seen, you've had a very hard life. They've seen people come up against you and let you had to fight these people off all by yourself with little to no help, okay? And then they seen at the same time, some of the main motherfuckers, Saggy, that would come up against you would turn back around and ask for your help, okay? Like even though you were down, people still thought that you still had enough, more than them, even when you was down, to continue to help them or continue to lift them up. So this is some weird ass shit here, okay? It's giving like, serious black sheep vibes, okay? It's also giving like culty vibes, like, Saggy, you could have come from out of a situation or from a situation where, it was like it was a cult. Like people had designated you to be, the black sheep, the number one scapegoat, the number one that's responsible for us, not only financially, not only emotionally, not only mentally, but also at the end of the day, you have to be our whipping boy. You have to take all of our burdens. You have to allow us to beat you, abuse you, verbally, spiritually, every other kind of way, and then just sit there and take it because, this is your lot in life. Like someone wanted you, dear one, they set you up to be like, the goddamn Celie and they version of Color Purple. Ain't this about a bitch? Yeah. But someone, dear one, that has been privy to this, they have seen this conflict, they have seen this torment that you guys have had to go through, this bullying, this harassment, where people would always attack you from every which way. You know, you were always outnumbered 4, 5, 6 or more against one little you over stupid shit at that. And you're always supposed to be the one to keep the peace, keep your mouth closed. So it's very much so giving culty vibes, okay? Where, you know, you're supposed to just allow people to abuse you and just take it and just continue to love them like you got Stockholm Syndrome or some shit. This shit pissing me the fuck off, okay? But whoever this person is, dear one, that is secretly rooting for you, this is someone, come through spirit, now ain't this a trip? This is someone, dear one, that for a short time or for a significant amount of time, they contributed to the bullying. They contributed to turning a deaf eye to the harassment that they saw you go through without lifting a finger to help, without standing up for you. They sat back and watched it. If they didn't participate in it, they sat back and watched it. So like, say for example, if they weren't involved in abusing you or physically harassing you, then, you know, they were responsible for spreading rumors and lies about you that made it worse for you not even to get the help or support that you needed. Yeah. Or let's just say if they were not even verbally abusing you or carrying lies and rumors, if they were not fueling the fire, they just played dumb. They played possum. You know, they stuck their head in the sand and pretended as though, you know, wasn't nothing going on. And they was just, well, I'm glad it ain't me, you know, and just carried their dumb raggedy ass on off in a corner somewhere to smoke or drink or do what they do. Okay. But ironically now, dear one, come through spirit, whoever this person is, now they're secretly rooting for you, love, because you left and now they have taken your place as the next one in line to be bullied, to be harassed, to be tormented, to be talked about, to be the scapegoat, to be the black sheep in that circle, community, clique, neighborhood, job, whatever, if you will. Okay. So they secretly rooting for you to win because now they see that they're going through it and they're hoping that just like you went through it and they watched you, but they also saw you get out and end up on the other side as an overcomer, and you're doing better now, you know, stronger than you ever was, you know, you're blessed now, you know, materially, financially. Some of you all, you got love in your life, you know, somebody loves you, baby. Come through spirit. Somebody always thought that you would be alone. They perhaps always thought that wasn't nobody gonna love you, okay, or love you again. That's a lie. So they're seeing everything, that all of the lies that they said about you, Saggy, they see that, you know, it wasn't nothing but a lie, okay? It was somebody's wet dream that never came into fruition, okay? Yeah, and now they're rooting for you because they're like, well, damn, you know, if Saggy got out, hell, it's just a matter of time before I get out too. I'm gonna get some help too. I'm gonna get out too, you know. So this is why they rooting for you, and secretly they hoping, dear one, that you circle back around. And through whatever means, whether you get a phone call about them, whether they have the courage or the audacity to reach out to you for help, or whether they email you, whether they DM you, whether they do a drive-by, however they contact you or send somebody, you know, send for help. And whether they send somebody on their behalf to get to you so that you could find out their situation, and they hoping, dear one, that you know, circle back around to help them get out. So this is why they secretly rooting for you to win, because they hoping that, you know, hey, maybe you'll have some mercy, because look at me, Saggy, I'm going through it, and I know you know how hard this is, how tough this is. I know you know that this is some damn bullshit because you went through it. Help me, Saggy, help me. But Saggy, where were they when you needed help? Now, this is a question that you got to ask yourself now, because your girl Sage, you know, I'm gangster. I say fuck you and fuck your mama, okay? Deal with it, bitch. Deal with it whole like I had to deal with it, because you wasn't around when I was going through. So good luck, okay? Yeah. Don't let that door hit your ass on the way out, motherfucker. But that's just your girl Sage, okay? Now, however y'all decide to handle the situation, you know, that's up to y'all, okay? But it's in the ethers, okay? And there's a choice that you would have to make, okay? All right, Saggy. So that's your tea, okay? That's who is secretly rooting for you to win. Someone that's hoping that you come back and help them to win too, because they losing big time. They hurting. They fighting. They tired. Now they see, what it feel like, okay? Yeah, I'm hearing, how does it feel? Dun dun. How does it feel? It's hard for me to hit that high note. It's in the morning time, y'all. How does it feel? Old school, come through spirit. Yeah. All right. So, Cappy, Cappy, my ancestor said your register was too low. I know. How does it feel? There you go, ancestor. All right, y'all, let's move on. Cappy, you're up next. Cappy, who is secretly rooting for you, boo? Who is not secretly, who is secretly rooting for you, Cappy? Let's see. All right. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Come through, spirit. Cappy, I'm hearing, is someone that sees you as someone that, you're like a slow cooker. You're like a late bloomer, okay? You're like the type of person where people have, they've written you off because they felt as though you would never amount to anything, or, they set a time on you when you were supposed to glow up, or when you were supposed to do this and do that, or make money, or, all of the promises that you claimed that you was going to do in life, that was supposed to come into fruition for them to see it at a certain time. And when it didn't, they wrote you off, okay? This is someone, dear one, that has known you to be the type of person where, it's like you're a slow burn, okay, Cappy? It's like I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race, okay? So you're the type of person where, you may not have come out knowing, and a lot of people are this way, but for whatever reason, you're the one that's vilified for it. Sometimes it takes people years and sometimes even decades to figure out what they're supposed to do in life, to figure out their purpose. And that's all right for them, Cappy. But somehow when it comes to you, it's like you're supposed to come out the womb knowing that you were born to be a doctor, or you were born to be a nurse, or you were born to be a doula, you were born to be a star, Yeah, you're a shining star. You know who you are, shining bright to see who you can truly be. There go that low note again. Truly be. I can't get it. But at any rate, dear one, they thought that, other people had you on a time limit. They had your success. They had the moment that you were supposed to pop out and show that you are somebody. They had you on a timeline. And then when you didn't do it on their time schedule, as if they're God, ain't that about a bitch? When you didn't do it on their schedule, Cappy, they rolled you off, that you were a nobody, okay? But this is somebody, dear one, that have seen you get it out the mud. They have seen you get passed up for promotions. They have seen you get passed up for harmonious, loving relationships. They have seen you get passed up for some type of material wealth or stability and security. It seemed like all of your peers and everyone around you just pew, they shot right past you. And you were like, I'm literally getting, come through spirit, I'm getting like that, what is that? I don't know if it's an adage or an antidote or whatever the hell it is, but that story about the rabbit and the turtle. And how, the rabbit, they would, because they were fast, they just guaranteed, they thought they had it in the bag that they would beat out the turtle in a race. But, the rabbit was the one that would get distracted, okay? They would let their ego get the best of them. They would take naps and shit on the track, They would go and do this and go and do that because they was like, oh, the turtle's so slow, he'll never make it. But they got so distracted that the turtle, slow and steady, dun, 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 I think I can, I know I can, dun 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 dun. I ain't gonna let nobody stop me. Dun 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 dun. Look at the flowers, look at the trees. Dun 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 dun. Just going for it, just in his own little striding, gliding. And the rabbit was like, look at this fool. He know he gonna lose. I'm just gonna entertain him. I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go call my honey. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, do that. Go have dinner, come back, take a nap, come back. And he's still gonna be far behind. But the rabbit got so distracted, he looked up and a turtle had crossed the finish line. Bars. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. So, Come through, Spirit. Whoever is watching you, Cappy, sitting back in the cut, this is somebody that has always seen you and considered you, like other people around them, to be the underdog that would never make it. To be the one that, you were so much of a late bloomer that you would never catch up, okay? That you would never get the opportunity to show people what you're working with because, nobody would be checking for you because, you would be out of tune, outdated, out of style, and, you couldn't keep up. The world wasn't ready for you because you was too slow, okay? This is what they thought. But, fast forward to now, dear one, people are seeing that you're the type of person where there was always a plan. There was always a master plan. It was never meant for you to get where you were supposed to be in a quick, fast manner because there were things that you had to learn, Cappy, along the way. You had to learn about haters. You had to learn how to protect yourself. You had to learn how to fight off generational curses. You had to learn how to, keep things close to your chest and not, show everybody what you're working with. You had to learn how to distinguish a friend from an enemy or a friend from a frenemy. They diabolical, they janky. Yeah. You had to recognize who was really for you and who was really against you. You had to go through come through, Spirit. You had to go through some shit first, Cappy, because you had to make sure that whoever was in your circle, was they there just because, it was convenient for them, just because they thought you had money or something to give them? Or were they really there because they loved you, they cared for you? Because, it's a totally different situation, Cappy, when you assume that people in your corner just because they love you, they down for you, but that's when everything is up, okay? See if them motherfuckers still there when you lose your job. See if they still there when you done gone through a crisis, when somebody died in your family that you love, or when you was near death, or when you was in a hospital and, people thought you wasn't gonna make it, or when, you lost something, you lost that beautiful car, that beautiful home, or, it's something going on and you can't throw it down and throw it in a circle like you used to, okay? You gotta heal. You have something going on. When it don't look good, and now all of a sudden when it's a compromise to love you, when it's a compromise to be around you, now all of a sudden when you go to a restaurant, you're not able to, pick up the check for everybody, then you get to see who really, really love you for you and who just around because of what you got, okay? So, Cappy, whoever you are, come through, Spirit. I'm hearing from Spirit. You went through some things and, you was like a slow burn because you had a lot of people around you and, they fooled you. You were under the illusion that these people really loved you and cared about you. But no, Cappy, it was only that they loved what they got from you. They loved what you can give them. They loved how you can make them feel, how you can make them look, okay, around them. They love the doors of opportunity, Cappy, that you can open for their raggedy, janky asses. Yeah? So you had to take things slow, okay? I'm hearing, take it slow. Oh, this time we'll take it slow. Come through, Spirit. Old school. I believe that's John Legend with his little short self. All right? But you had to take it slow. Spirit had to slow you down because he had to show you, Cappy, who really for you and who really against you. So all of these people that's, sitting back rooting for you now, these are the ones that ironically thought that you would never make it. These are the ones that may have used you back in the day, but now you've cut them loose. And so they were like, well, forget her, forget him, forget Cappy. They ain't going to be shit no way. They ain't going to amount to nothing no way. But the devil is a lie. You're something and you're continuing to rise, okay? Yeah, and then you got people, dear one, that, they contributed to pulling from you, pulling from your energy, taking from you when it was convenient for them, but then leaving you when you needed their help because you needing them became inconvenient. It was an inconvenience to them. Them demonstrating that they really loved you, not just for the good times, was an inconvenience to them. And these are the ones, ironically, that are rooting for you to win. They didn't think that you was ever going to make it, but you did. And now they rooting for you. They're like, wow, you're very inspirational, Cappy, to a lot of people. And what's really ironic is that, a lot of times you're inspirational to people that never thought that you would make it. never would have made it. Come through, Spirit. Yeah, you never would have made it without Spirit. Yeah. So, Cappy, that's your T, love. That's your T, okay? So, Aqua, you're up next, Aqua. Aqua, who is secretly rooting for you to win, boo? Who is secretly rooting for you to win, Aqua? All right. We have the Hermit in reverse. Okay? Aqua, right off the bat, I'm hearing from Spirit. This is someone that has seen you as, again, someone that has been taken advantage of. People thought that you guys were dumb and naive, okay? This could be someone, dear one, that is also very jealous of your intelligence. So it's kind of ironic because on the one end, it's like they thought that they could pull the wool over your eyes and that you were dumb and stupid, that you couldn't see what was going on. And then on the other end, you know, they saw you as someone that was very intellectual and creative, and you made them feel dumb. You made them feel insecure around you. So maybe perhaps, you know, they may have thought that, you know, although you are intellectually smart, intellectually gifted, they may have thought that in terms of street smarts that you were very gullible and naive. So, you know, this is a type of person where, you know, back in the day, you know, they used to clown you, you know, behind your back, you know, yeah, you know, this person, you know, they book smart, but, you know, they ain't got a damn bit of sense. You know, they got book smarts, but they ain't got no street smarts. They just dumb as hell when it comes to, you know, knowing about life, knowing about dating, knowing about men, or knowing about women, or knowing about society, or knowing about who they friends are and this and that, and who they enemies are. You know, they clowned you. But this person, dear one, whoever they are, they never took the time to get to teach you nothing. They never took the time to get to, you know, pull you to the side and school you and hip you to the game. But whenever you made mistakes, dear one, they clowned you. They talked about you behind your back. And some of them, dear one, they went out of their way to tease you. Oh, you know, you graduated from high school, you got a degree, you got a bachelor's, you got a master's. How come you didn't know this? How come you don't know that? And it's like, motherfucker, you know, they don't teach relationship 101, ho. At school, at the uni. That's not what they do. Well, they don't teach you about cars and how to fix a flat tire and how to, you know, take care of a converted catalytic converter on a car, you dumb motherfucker. That ain't got nothing to do with what I went to school with. Or this ain't got nothing to do with that. So this is someone, dear one, come through, Spirit. Deep down inside, they always felt inferior to you. You know, you made this person feel stupid. Ironically, dear one, this could have been a person that never really graduated from high school, or graduated from, you know, getting a degree at the uni, or they went to school, they didn't finish, okay? And that was such a source of pain and contention for them, because they were like, how the hell did I not get it? And here you are, you got it and I didn't. So this was also a source of envy. This person always tried to use this one good thing that you were known for, your intelligence, the fact that you're very deep and you're into the mystical, the type that you can read the room, you're very spiritual. There's things that, you know, people were like, how do you know that? You shouldn't know that, but you know it anyway. And so they would literally try to always clown you. They would always try to embarrass you. They will always try to challenge you or compete with you based on that very thing that they were insecure about. That's this person. Well, now, dear one, you know, something has happened to this person. I'm hearing from Spirit, this person, whomever they are, dear one, for some of them, they have been exposed for being your number one hater, your number one secret op, okay? This could be someone in your family. This could be a parent. This could be, you know, a friend, or this could be, you know, a co-worker. This could be someone around you, dear one, that has been watching you and been around you long enough to know, you know, you have a lot of gifts, and that, you know, there's one particular gift that they're very much so aware that you have that's very powerful, but they're very envious of it, and that every chance they get, they will try to clown you because of it, because they wish that they had it. They don't, and you do, okay? So this person, dear one, they have been exposed for being, you know, your number one secret hater, your op, okay? Your nemesis, the one that, you know, they give you public free PR all the time, because they can't keep your name out their raggedy ass, rabbit ass mouth. They always got something to say. And now it's to the point where people have, you know, they peeped out this person. They know that this person is just talking shit because they jealous at the end of the day. They envious, you know, they wish they could compete, dear one, but you know they're going to come up short because they can't compare with they can't compete, shall I say. They can't compete where they don't motherfucking compare. Come through, Spirit. Ooh, pardon me, you two. Had to get that one off. Okay? So, but ironically, dear one, the more and more that these people have discovered that this particular person that has been competing with you based on something that they really admire but covet at the same time, the more they bring up your name, the more that this person and the people around them have secretly begun to admire you. Because for all of the villainization, for all of the chastisement and the persecuting and the bullying and people just shitting on your name and talking about you behind your back, and when you're nowhere around to defend yourself, and it's like, whoa, you just, everything that collective do, you know, she can't do right, he can't do right, you know, is nothing pleases you. You're always on their ass. And for what? Because you're jealous. You're jelly. You're jelly, bitch. You're jelly. No peanut butter, ho. Jelly. Come through, spirit. And so people around this person, dear one, and including this person, now that they have been humbled, now that they have been exposed for the biggest hater, your number one hater and groupie at the same time. This person is confused, you know. They's a groupie. They your number one, you know, groupie. They watch everything you do. They always got something to say. And if they really didn't care for your ass, if they really wasn't, inspired by your ass, they wouldn't even pay you no mind. But they know everything you do. That's why they always got some shit to say. They have to say something negative so that they can kind of mask the fact that they're obsessed with you. They're obsessed with what you do. Yeah. But it's not working anymore. People know now the jig is up. Yeah, you just talking about this person because you jelly. You talking about this person because you hate them because you ain't them. Yeah. You talking about this person because you still want to be with them. You're talking about this person because, you know, they outshine you, and, you know, you the goddamn parent. You the mama. You the daddy. And they outshined your ass, and instead of having enough common and decent sense to lift them up and be proud of them, you know, because they, you know, the children are supposed to grow up to be better than the parents. That's how you keep the generations excelling and moving forward. Your dumb, stupid ass want to keep them back. So people have, you know, they caught wind to this person and their goddamn shenanigans towards you, Aqua. So people are secretly rooting for you to win. Continue to make this person look like a fool. Continue to shut them down. And not even by, you know, going back and forth with them. Nah, you ain't got to do none of that. Not even by trying to defend yourself to this person or around them. Nah, you ain't even got to do that. All you got to do, Aqua, is continue to do what you're doing. And that's living your life. You live your authentic life. And the truth is speaking for yourself. The truth is outshining the lies. The truth is clocking and exposing this liar that is secretly your groupie. Motherfucker wanna be you. Wanna be like you. You wanna be me. You trying to be me. Yeah. 5 heartbeats, y'all. Old school. Motherfucker even trying to riff like me. Yeah, that's this person. Wanna be you. Alright, Aqua, so that's your tea. And Pisces, last but not least, Pisces, let's see what the spirit wants to reveal to you, Pisces, in terms of who is secretly rooting for you. I heard my ancestors chuckling on that. Who is secretly rooting for you, Pisces? Let's see. All right. Pisces, we have justice. We have justice, okay? So, Pisces, I'm hearing from Spirit 2 things. First thing I'm hearing is that you have someone that is rooting for you because they recognize you to be this person's spokesperson, this person's help, okay? This person's advocate. And they want you to get as far as you can in order to help them out, to help them with a legal situation. So, I don't know, Pisces, are you this person's attorney? Or are you this person's advocate? Or are you this person's spiritual counsel? You're somebody, dear one, that this person feels as though they want you to win. They're rooting for you to win. They need you to win because, you know, the higher up you go, you're going to help them. You're going to liberate them from something. You're going to help them find justice in some situation. This could have some type of legal situation on it. This could have something to do with advocacy. This could have something to do with you helping out a person even financially, okay? Or you opening up doors of opportunity for this person, okay? So it's like, you know, they always secretly rooting for you because the higher up you go, you're going to take them with you in some way, shape, or form. Or there's going to be something that you can do to help them, to help liberate them so that they can get out of some type of bondage or some type of situation. Okay, so I'm reading it that way. And then also, dear one, on the flip side, I'm hearing from Spirit, there is someone, dear one, that you have come up against this person and you have shut this person down. This person was very arrogant and they thought that their money, their clout, their prestige, or something that they have, that they perceived to have it over you, Pisces, and they thought that they would always have the upper hand over you. They thought that they would always be able to, put their proverbial foot on your neck in some way, shape, or form, and that they would be over you. You would be beneath them, okay? You have sat this person down. You have won a battle over this person. Now, the battle could have been a legal battle. Yeah, this person could have thought, just arrogant. I got more money than you, ho. My attorneys are better than yours. You ain't even got no attorney. You might as well just give it up, okay? My family name versus yours, you're going to lose. You better go sit down. You better just give me what I want. You ain't going to win. Or, I got clout. I got connections. All I got to do is make this phone call or that phone call. It was something, Pisces, come through Spirit, or I got clout. I got more followers. I got more people, on my team than you. I got more bots and more eggs, more unknowns on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my YouTube than you, ho. You better fall back, something like that. But dear one, this person, they have been humbled in some way, shape, or form, because despite what they thought they had over you, whether it was more money, more clout, more doors of opportunity, more networks, okay, more visibility, whatever the case may be, and they were doing something janky behind the scenes that was very unjust to you, okay? Despite that, dear one, you shut this person down, okay? Yeah, you sat them down. You made them realize that they ain't all that. You made them realize that although they may have, power in the earth realm, with people, you got power in the higher realms with spirit. And spirit always trumps people all day long. Okay? Yeah, that's just a given. Yeah. And so as a result, dear one, this person, you have literally turned them into an admirer. You have turned, it gives me that scene, come through Spirit, where y'all remember that old school movie, Waiting to Exhale, when the woman, who was the woman that was married to the lawyer with his janky, arrogant ass, the wife, held his business up, was doing the accounting and everything behind the scenes so that he could make it. She put her dreams to the side for him. And then as soon as he get all, good and, together and established, and he think he all that and he popping, he goes and leaves her for a white man, a white woman. And she was like, motherfucker, I helped you. I was your white woman for 13 years, okay? But he left her. But then when they went in that divorce proceeding, and she ended up getting all of the assets and stuff that he was hiding, and secret accounts and secret, overseas accounts and this and that, and in this name and everybody else's name. At the end of the day, he realized that even with his high-powered attorneys, even with his high-powered ass that was an attorney himself, and she was just, a quote-unquote stay-at-home mother, he thought he had it in the bag, but she got everything she wanted out of his ass and then some. And at the end of the day, in the courtroom, he couldn't do nothing but clap for her ass. Like, wow. Girl, you did that shit. You did that thing. I am humbled. But not only am I humbled, I admire you. So much to the point where he clapped for her and he stood up and he opened the door for her to leave out. The ultimate respect. Like, yeah, I bow down to you because you got it, queen. You got it. Okay? This is the energy. Come through Spirit. Now I want to watch that movie. This is the energy, dear one, that I'm hearing as it relates to you guys, Pisces, okay? Somebody that thought that they was all that in a bag of chips with hot sauce and dip on the side, and that certainly in comparison to you, that you need to go sit down because they was going to forever and continuously humble you. This person, they got their ass handed to them and they really got humbled, and they realized that, everything they thought they had wasn't good enough to come against you because they really underestimated you, okay? This is the person, dear one, whomever this person is, could be an ex-spouse, Could be an ex-lover. Could be someone that was in a position of authority or power. Someone that you knew. Someone that you may have known casually. Someone that, tried to come up against you for whatever reason. And they thought that, they were like, Goliath. But they didn't get to the end of the story when David slayed Goliath. What do you have, y'all? A rock and a slingshot. Slayed that ass, okay? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah. So you was like David in a situation, dear one, where your enemy was Goliath. And on the outside looking in, it looked like there's no way that you would win. But you did. And now Goliath, once he got his big raggedy ass up off the ground and wiped the dust off of him, with that big ass knot on his forehead, he stood up and he clapped for you, David, because you defeated him. You slayed him. And now he's secretly rooting for you to win. Okay, Pisces? And that is your tea, okay? All right. So you guys, that is the tea that you need to set you free, okay? We are over an hour. Your girl, I need an icy pop because my throat is parched, yeah? I'm going to take a little break, do some more reads. I'm going to do some admin stuff, see what I got lined up for my clients for the upcoming week. And then I'll maybe come back in here upstairs in my Attica / apothecary / witch cave, wife cave, yada yada, and maybe do some more reads, okay? So I'm gonna try to have some premieres for you guys on Fridays and Saturdays so that I don't go live every day of the week, and then on the other days I'll go live with you guys, and that'll give me more time with my offline clients and customers, as well as, just stuff that you have to do, as a witch, as a wife, as an animal mommy, So yeah, so I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna try to get a batch out today, okay? All right, guys. So hope that you guys are enjoying the rest of your beautiful day, evening, noon, night, whatever it is in your neck of the woods, okay? Want to remind you guys once again that personal readings are still currently available. If you would like to get a personal reading, all you got to do is email your girl at WizdomandSage@gmail.com, okay? And write personal reading in the subject line, yeah. Also, you guys take a look at the type of personal readings that I offer. Just peruse and browse my website. The link is in my bio, okay? All right, and so until next time, you guys, I'm tongue twisted today, tongue twisted, tongue tied, okay? But we're gonna get through it, okay? Until next time, you guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Peace.